here today. Okay, so we can start with the vice chair. Thank you.
City of Indio's Public Arts Commission meeting Tuesday, August 13th at 5:30 p.m. I'll call this meeting to order. May I have a roll call?
Commissioner Prudhomme,
Present.
Commissioner Newmeyer,
Here.
Commissioner Armenta,
Here.
Vice Chairperson Sanchez,
Present.
and Chairperson Cruz Sendejas is absent today.
Item number 2, do I have a volunteer for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I can do it.
Okay, thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 3, public comment for items not on the agenda.
There are none.
Item 4, review and approve minutes from the July 9th Public Arts Commission meeting. Can I get a motion?
I'll motion that.
I'll second.
Commissioner Prudhomme,
Yes.
Commissioner Newmeyer,
Yes.
Commissioner Armenta, I believe you were absent this meeting.
Yes, I was gonna say.
Vice Chairperson Sanchez,
Yes.
motion carries.
Item number 5, presentation by local artists and or art organizations. There are none.
There are
Item-
none.
Item 6.1, Indio mural collection maintenance.
Good evening, Madam Vice Chair and members of the Arts Commission. This item before you is the Indio mural collection, basically restoration and basically restoration. So we have a total of 10 murals in the city. And I believe last year we came before the commission to select between 2 conservators, and the commission selected Scott Haskin Company to do the restoration. He provided us with a report. The report is part of your attachment. So, So report is part of your attachment. The report actually includes immediate restoration and a long-term restoration. The immediate restoration is with a yearly 1 year after, also restoring or maintaining all the murals. It will come to $170,000, but if we go to the long term, it will be about $190,000. So staff recommends to do the immediate restoration with the 1 year maintenance of all the murals. So this will be about 2 years as far as timeline. So therefore, we are asking the staff asking the commission to make a recommendation to the council to approve appropriate budget for $170,474 for restoration of all the 10 murals, and 1 year after that for the yearly maintenance, which we can continue that yearly maintenance. But at this point, we are not talking about that. That concludes the staff report. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Just to clarify, what's the 10th mural? We've got a list of 9.
I've got 9.
Is that the butterfly mural at the school?
Yes, it is the butterfly mural at the school, but we didn't include it in the budget because that doesn't really need any maintenance.
Okay.
And it's not really open to public. So if you want to go in the school campus, you need to make permission, get a permission.
Okay.
So that's why we didn't include it. I apologize. I should have clarified
No
that.
problem. My first questions would be for the last 2 murals on the list that were completed last year. One of them for Zach Fleming Boyles is quite an extensive cost for either a quick fix or to preserve. and it has to do with the varnish that he applied.
So the construction going on, so all those dust affected all the murals around it, specifically this one and also the one by David. So due to the construction, so that's why this one looks like the garnish or the varnish absorbed more of those construction dust than the other one. So that's the reason that it needs to be.
Well, no, I understand that, and a lot of them talk about hydrolysis and dirt from either construction or just the sand and grout lines. But this one goes on to say that the mural is very stick. The varnish itself is sticky and needs to be removed.
So this is what he says. It is sticky, but when it was there before the construction, it was fine. When the construction started, so I don't know, maybe the varnish was somehow not in it.
I want to make sure that, you know, we have an approved product that was on there, that you didn't use something that is counter to our guidelines, and that it was checked out. And then is any of these, especially these last two, are any of these considered covered by a warranty for a fix or anything like that?
Yeah, they are all covered by warranty between 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
And when you say the last two, the mural on the bridge, because of we have some people living there, so they even set vandalizing and set it on fire. So part of it is burned by fire. So that's the other problem.
Yeah, I was most concerned about the $30,000 to redo the varnish on cataclassis, just because it seems quite at $28,000 plus the protective coating. So I just wanted to make sure that none of that was covered. Obviously, you can't go ding the artist for $30,000 to redo the varnish, but I'm wondering what's going on with that product. And then I understand on the bridge, I was just underneath there right now, and it looks like there's work going on nearby in the city. Whoever it is has leaned one of the parking signs onto the mural. Like, there's rubble from their work that's just sitting, you know, and leaning against and rubbing against the paint. You know, I understand cars may come across the backside of the bridge in the alley, but we're actively setting things on the paint, and that thing just got finished.
We'll follow up on
Okay.
that. We'll follow up on that. And then that $30,000 on that mural for me is also very high, because the mural cost was $25,000. So if the commission would like to remove that from this, or maybe if you would like the staff to go to and negotiate.
I
lower
feel the
price?
same way, because I'm
Okay.
looking at all the other murals that I looked at, and most of them were in between 9 and 12, and all of a sudden he's at 28. And I thought, personally, as an artist, the complexity of some of the other murals that need to be finished, I was a little taken back, to be honest.
So we also trying to take this project to the council on 21st. So if you feel comfortable, staff negotiate and just send you an email and say, okay, he came down that much. What is the price that the commission feel comfortable, so we don't have to bring it back next month? So if he cut it in half, the commission is comfortable, or if he cut it in like say 9,000, 8,000, so we can do that and don't bring it back. But if he doesn't agree to that, then we bring it back.
I don't necessarily have an issue with the cost. I'm sure it's warranted, and I think it's just up to the commission if we think that, you know, spending this money to get this mural corrected now. I just wanted to know if the city had any warranty rights against the
We
artist.
do have. We have either 10 or 15 on all our murals.
Okay, so this is these two murals, with the exception of maybe Old Indio by Bijan, are the last ones that would be covered.
Right, and Bijan should be covered too, because at the time it was 20 years, but we approached Bijan, as you remember, so he said basically he may be able to fix it to a point, but that wall peeling may not be. But this conservator said actually he can fix any type of mural. It doesn't matter how damaged it is. So we're trying to preserve all of them.
Okay.
How much, did you say that it was $25,000 for him to paint it the first time?
Yes.
Okay. And it says here that he applied the varnish that became sticky. So I just personally have an issue with painting them. If it cost him this much to paint it, to repair it is more than it cost to do the mural.
Well, this is a different outfit. They're not talking about going to the original artist. This
Yeah.
is the conservator that's
Yeah.
saying this, yeah.
We can also go back, staff can go back and look at, ask the artist what was used on that wall, the type of varnish, and to see if it's within our standard, and if it's not, then we would take it up with the artist, or ask the artist to correct it.
Yes.
If it is an approved one, then we would potentially move forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is that okay?
that's fine.
My only one about warranty issue is it looks like there was some wing walls that may not have had enough sandblasting. I don't know how much sandblasting you could do on a bridge that was built in the 60s to make it ready to take enough paint.
Yeah,
But if
that-
they have if the conservator has decided that it's able to be fixed, I don't necessarily have a problem with that.
Yeah, that was the thing with that. That is the problem, or not problem. Basically, that is the way to work with the bridge. You can't really sand it too deep,
Right.
and that's the old bridge, because sometimes they say you touch the integrity or you damage the integrity of the bridge. So we had to actually go through a lot of hoops and loops to make sure that what is being presented is okay with all the traffic regulations, as far as safety of the cars passing by and also safety of the bridge. So as you said, that's also play into putting a mural on an old bridge.
Yeah, and we understood that when it came to, it's going to be an old bridge, and it's not the kind of surface that you're going to walk up, 5 feet from to admire the complexity of the detail. It's not a Jacques Surratt, but okay. I am concerned about the damage and the vandalism with the fires and scratching into the paint, but that was all I had.
Yeah, I'm good.
So if the commission is comfortable to approving with this price for the murals that staff asked you to get restored, then you may make a recommendation. Otherwise, staff is ready to hear what the commission wishes to do.
So can we approve this minus that one mural that you were going to go back and get more information on?
If that's the entire commission wish to go, yes. But I think what I heard was like we can go forward, but the staff will talk to the artist to find out what he used. If it wasn't approved, then we make sure he corrects it
Okay.
with the conservator, input.
I'm good with that.
Or you guys can make the remove that, but it needs to be the entire commission.
I'm fine with what we just discussed.
Yeah, I'm good with what we just discussed. Yeah.
We'll hear a motion to review the maintenance of the city's mural collection and make a recommendation to the city council to award the contract to Scott M. Haskins for the amount not to exceed 474.
I'll move.
Yep, I'll second.
Commissioner Prudhomme,
Yes.
Commissioner Newmeyer,
Yes.
Commissioner Armenta,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Sanchez.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much. So the next item is the citywide survey, which was done July 1st to July 31st. It was released and circulated. The main reason was the city is also developing a work plan, so we wanted to get input. In addition, we wanted to get some input regarding the Indio Arts Center. We received 161 participations. So what was really the highlights are here on this screen, that they 90% said they love public arts, 83% that thought it will contribute to city beautification, and also the preferred location was Indio downtown first, and then the areas that has high visibility. Also, like some parks and stuff was the communities wish to see more public arts. They wanted more functional art. So functional art could be shade, could be things that they're interactive. Then they wanted more like they wanted like whimsical, historical, and pop arts. So that's also interesting to know. The community believed that it add to economic development of the city and economic value, and 92% they say they enjoy art, and there are 40% that they created. So 36% of the participants, they also buy art. So these are some things that the city can bank on it. Then the art programs, they basically liked more of the displays, like galleries and shows and stuff. The fee, they preferred mainly a membership with discount for the art center, and also whatever the barriers to attend any of the art events were lack of understanding the day or knowing when happening or what happening, so that requires us to reach out even further. Overall, the survey showed that the community has a strong interest in the public arts, and also the type and locations were really clear for them, that they want to have in downtown, in the parks, be interactive and things like that. So that was interesting to know. I mean, it is 161 participation, so we are like over 90,000, but at least we can get a snapshot from what the community would like to see. So what the staff is recommending is to receive and file the 2024 Indio Citywide Public Arts Survey Report, and I'd be happy to answer any specific questions or suggestions you may have.
Was there, were all of the people who participated, were they residents or did they live in the city? Were you
No,
able to capture that?
we ask everybody can do it, from residences, from people who live here, who visit here, or whomever interested in art.
Okay. Who are the 8% who do not enjoy art? It's a small number, but it's still larger than it should be. Okay. 161 participants out of 90,000. Granted, a quarter of our population is under the 18.
As well as the marketing and communication staff did post it on social media several times. We also sent it out on our Center Stage monthly newsletter that goes out. encouraging people to apply multiple times throughout the month period that it was open.
Well, I'll move that we receive and file the Citywide Public Arts Survey Report.
Yeah, I'll second.
Commissioner Prudhomme,
Yes.
Commissioner Newmeyer,
Yes.
Commissioner Armenta,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Sanchez.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much. So we go to the staff items. Miguel, the interim Economic Development Director, will give you the report on that. I'll be quiet.
Thank you, Leila. Vice Chair and Commissioners, I just wanted to update. I know initially when I first started coming around to the meetings, I said I was going to update you on the budget and what we're looking at to keep the budget in mind when bringing projects to you. Our budget allocated for this fiscal year that we have essentially appropriations for, so everything that has already kind of been approved, is for $661,966. The total fund balance, and this fund balance does roll over. Whatever we don't use from the previous fiscal year will roll over until the to the new fiscal year because it's paid in developer in lieu fees. So the total would gives us $969,726. So unappropriated, there's about $307,760, which we are very close to even reaching with the current already approved projects and maintenance. Again, I wanted to stress that it's maintaining what we already have and bringing some new and trying to strike that balance. But it's starting with what is approved in the work plan. It will be reflected next time we meet next month into how many new projects we'll be able to bring before you, which will be limited because we still have a lot of catching up to do from the previous fiscal year, plus the maintenance. I would like to be very careful and at least have something roll over into the next year, some contingency for any unforeseen charges, and we're building in maintenance to anything new that we're adding. So it's not like, again, it's trying to keep up with it. And so now going forward, our annual maintenance will be about $50,000 as opposed to $170,000, and it'll maintain everything going forward. Additionally, city staff is looking on ways that city staff can maintain it through our Public Works Department, whether it's a monthly soft pressure washing to just kind of clean up the dust, keep it fresh, and looking, and we could save some of that money on maintenance cost because now it won't just keep on building up on that dust for a year or however often it gets cleaned. And if you have any questions, I'm here to answer.
How are we looking as far as new project starts, as far as permits in the city? How are we looking as far as?
We're starting to see a bit of a slowdown. I don't have the exact number, but the economy in general is starting to slow down. So that is something that I'm just trying to keep top of mind when bringing new projects to you all, because again, we don't want to overspend and then say, hey, we don't have any money for this. And last year we approved a lot of projects that we still need to catch up on. Mm-hmm. We're running about, I think, 6 projects behind, if not more. But like, for example, the Desi mural and the AR, that the artist has chosen not to move forward yet because of the construction that's going on currently with the city hall. All the dust on that wall, that's an everyday occurrence, right? Anytime the wind blows, dust is going to get on that. So if he paints anything, it's going to stick right to it. And so he decided to wait for now. So that one we're buying ourselves a little bit of time. We have some options on to get it immediately, but I just don't think it'll do it justice as to what it was approved, and that's putting it kind of like on, not a canvas, but like on a metal, and him painting it off-site, bringing it to the wall and attaching it to the wall. He's even said himself, long-term, that's not going to last too long. So I think, we wait on that. I've given direction to Leila. Let's agree to wait on that one for a little bit until the, so to speak, dust settles on the City Hall build-out.
I was going to say that it could, part of the construction with the college and City Hall and the library, when it comes, that could be, beneficial if we can't actually place anything downtown. Do we have completion dates on the college? I know there was a big delay at the college. And then, do we have completion dates for when the dust is finally going
Yeah,
to settle for
yeah,
downtown?
absolutely. The college is just about done. They're just kind of punch list type of items. They are having a ribbon cutting this week. Is it this week or next week? It's next week. They will be having a ribbon cutting. So that is pretty much done. Their parking lot is in, so very little dust should be coming off of that. City Hall and the library should be done by the end of next year. So late 2025, of course, with any delays, that'll push us out to 2026. But hopefully, the sooner the better. As you can see, the construction has been going very fast and moving very fast. So hopefully, everything stays on schedule.
Okay. My only other thing is when you give that budget, I'd like to see that presented to the city council, because last July we had a meeting where they were unclear on how much we took in a year and how much we were spending in a year, and then we approved that huge slate of projects and then added a few more.
Correct. And the city council has seen it when they approved the full budget, the citywide budget. But when we bring the work plan, the work plan will have that budget amount on there. So you will see the work plan first, make any comments, and then when we take that to city council, it'll have that budget number in there, and it'll be a brief explanation as to why not so many new projects are coming forward, because we're focusing on the maintenance of what we already have and restoration of what we do have.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. So so we did already the public arts budget. So I wanted to also, as we promised, to update you on the electronic story or electronic map that we have. So we are working on it. So this is basically the face of it. So when you go, you see slides of the murals. Of course, some of them are not existing anymore, so we will remove it. You scroll down, you have mural and you have a sculpture. So let's say I click on the sculpture and it shows me all the sculptures in the city. For example, let me click on that one, which is in the senior center, and it gives me the senior center location and also the location of the sculpture. And it has the name, a little bit of information about it. There are 2 sculptures there, so that gives me the other sculpture as well. So, and if I move it down, because this is a story version of the electronic map, so you can see it goes to the to yard, city yard, and then this is the Phil Smith, the third basically sound sculpture. Then you go down, it takes you to the location of the other, and it has, explanation of the sculpture. So as I said, we are still working on it. This location has been changed. So when everything is completed, this will be live, and we can have the link in our website, and then perhaps the QR code so people can scan and go there. And for now, it shows all the murals, sculptures, and also traffic signal boxes. We are thinking internally to remove the traffic signal boxes, but we haven't completely decided on that, I should say.
In terms of removal, just not have them on the map yet, because we have to get an inventory of what's still around and what condition it's in and all that stuff. So on the story map, they won't be included for now because there's so many of them. And again, getting inventory of what shape it's in and all that stuff. It's taking us a little bit longer, and so right now our focus is the murals and the sculptures throughout the city.
Honestly, I think if we just archive what we had at one point, and whether or not you tie it to the map, because eventually they'll either get damaged, destroyed, or replaced, which a lot of them have since we've been doing this.
So yeah, and we continue to update this map. It's something of a new project that we've taken on, including the QR code that will be listed next to the sculpture or the art piece. We're still working on that end. of it. Our marketing and communications team is wonderful, but we're also doing events and stuff like that. So it just keeps on getting a little bit delayed, but we're still moving forward on that.
So any question regarding that? All right, so just quick update on the rating sheet. I believe the commission will talk about it with staff next meeting on September, so just a reminder. And then recently we had a little bit of issue with not being able to provide a solid rating sheet for somebody who was asking. So this is like really important to be able to have your thoughts as how you chose one artist over the other one. Because again, sometimes it gets escalated, so we need to be able to have those tools to reduce the risk from the city. So I just wanted to add that and also remind you that we need to talk about the rating sheet, and the staff is ready to hear from the commission on both sculpture and mural.
And after we get the commission's input, we will also share it with the city attorney just to make sure that everything looks great and it's a fair rating sheet.
Thank you. And then, oh, sorry, do you have anything? No? Okay, and then now it's commission items.
I have one. I got a chance to get out of the valley the week after the hottest weather we had and went up north and got to go to a couple places. One of them I'd never been to was West Seattle, across the bridge from there. And I just happened to be walking down the street and I saw kind of like a little, I know that one of the things covered in the survey was, hidden or whatever art, but there was a narrow corridor between two buildings where they had a bunch of student art permanently displayed or temporarily displayed that was fixed to the wall. It looked like it was just on 4x8 sheets of masonite. The buildings were wood, and they had been screwed there. It looked like they'd been there for quite a while. They had the artist's information on a little plaque. I did manage to snap a couple photos, but similar to like what we had talked about with the Express program that we'd like to do, there's kind of an idea of having a panel of some sort that you could take to an art class or say like the art center or wherever and have people create there rather than have to go out in the elements and the heat and paint on an existing wall. They can do it somewhere and then it can be affixed. This was undercover. It was in a narrow corridor. It was a wooden building, so obviously different weather up there than we are here, but I think something to explore is to be able to have something that can last a couple of years that won't be completely destroyed by the elements, that we might be able to fabricate or have some ready-made material, whether it's like a hardy panel or something like that that would do well, that's made out of cement. I think that'd be a pretty good idea to use in that program and get schools involved.
So the art center, we think it will take about 12 months. So this thing, probably we can bring it for the next work plan to have, because it doesn't cost much, but it needs the location and instruction and things like that. So yeah, we can bring that back to you maybe in November to just work on the details and then have it ready for the time that we have budget and the facility ready. Any other comments from the commission? No? Okay.
Okay, with no further comments or questions, I will close this meeting at 6:04 p.m.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.